Episode 11 of season 18 of Sister Wives was titled Airing the Dirty Laundry. And yeah, there were a bunch of revelations made that made us as an audience go, I've seen some of the initial chatter about this episode, and people weren't loving the copious amounts of flashbacks in this episode. But while I didn't necessarily need a trip down home birth lane, I do appreciate a purity speech callback. For me, I am really enjoying this season, even the not so dramatic episodes, because the true dynamics of the family are being revealed. Airing the dirty laundry, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to discuss a few moments that stood out to me in this episode about airing out the dirty laundry. Tonight is our Monday Night Live, so we will discuss the episode in more detail. Think of this video as an appetizer to tonight's live chat. A big theme of this episode was Mary's awakening that Cody was the worst.
The worst!
Other than the fact that we find out that Cody asked Mary to lie to the public, my second favorite part of this segment was the callback to Cody's Keith Urban era. Cody's hair journey stays one of my favorite ancillary storylines on this show. So let's discuss some dirty laundry bombshells. And I call them dirty laundry bombshells because that is what they titled this episode. Dirty laundry bombshell number 1, birth certificates.
I pushed 6 children out of my womb. 5 of them were at home, and then Truly was in the hospital. I was so nervous. I highly recommend home births. As a culture, polygamous culture, you mostly have home births because in some cases they don't put the husband's name even down on anything. You just don't want hospitals to find out that you're a plural family because they can come and take your kids away. There's a whole big fear mentality about hospitals in the polygamous culture.
It's interesting. Christine and I share very different perspectives on hospitals and the medical system. I didn't grow up in this faith, but he put his name on all my children's birth certificates. It's not something I ever thought about because I didn't grow up with that fear.
I have been in Facebook mom groups. I am not going near the topic of home versus hospital births with a 10-foot pole. I will just say I am super glad that my labor and birth experience with my kids is not forever enshrined on a reality show. With that being said, I think a lot of us have assumed that Cody was probably not on most of his kids' birth certificates. From what has been publicly discussed about fundamental Mormon polygamy, is that it's not super common for the husband to be on birth certificates. That was one of the points of discussion that we talked about with the whole legal adoption. Cody legally becoming the father to Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna seemed like another way to elevate Robin's kids above the other kids, because was Cody on any of the other birth certificates besides Leon's? Well, it turns out he is on all of Janelle's kids' birth certificates. This clip still leads me to believe, though, that he's not on Christine's kids' birth certificates, but I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. But just from rewatching Truly's birth, I'm thinking maybe he's on Truly's birth certificate. And speaking of Truly, dirty laundry bombshell number 2 is that Truly has bike riding PTSD.
Truly still does not know how to ride a bike. She had a disastrous first attempt with Cody.
There's no crying in baseball, sweetheart.
This isn't baseball.
This is bike riding. It's easier than baseball. Sometimes you gotta push a child as a parent.
I'm gonna cry.
Why are you crying in this moment? Are you not excited to ride a bike?
Because I wish that I learned when I was 5.
You're fine. Things happen sometimes.
I think it'll take 5 days to learn how to ride a bike. Most likely more. I'm gonna be realistic here. Most likely more. We're not letting go today. That's for another
Okay,
day.
if you're not ready, we won't let go today. It's fine.
And this is not me forcing her. This is me backing her up. Once Truly says she's done, then I'm going to let her be done.
Of all of the examples of Cody's shitty parenting, the bike riding scene with Truly tops my list. But wow, I did not realize that experience left such a lasting trauma with Truly. And it's not like she has a bunch of good memories with Cody to wipe out that traumatic experience. No, that is Truly's childhood memory of her father. Nice, Cody. Real nice. Also, note to self to not force my kids to do things that they aren't comfortable doing just because I think they need to. Knowing how to ride a bike is not essential unless maybe if you're living in the Netherlands. I, like Truly, am a dip my toe into new experiences kind of person. I'm definitely never going to jump into the deep end of the unknown. I have way too much anxiety for that. If it takes Truly 5 days or 5 years to get comfortable on a bike, great. If she decides that's not something she needs in her life, also great. Dirty laundry bombshell number 3. Mykelti's pregnant with twins.
I mean, Mykelti and Tony are gonna be great with twins. They really honestly are. We did twins too. Janelle had Gabe, I had Gwen. They're like 4 days apart. When I watch them by myself, you just figure it out. And they're going to figure it out. And they're gonna be completely fine.
So Christine lets us know we had twins too. Gabe and Gwen are 4 days apart. You just figure it out. You know what Christine didn't say? She didn't say we had triplets, because being born in the same year as your step-siblings doesn't make you a triplet. Just another shining example of Robin making dynamics super uncomfortable for the kids. There was no need to force Aurora to be a triplet. It was unfair to Gabe and Gwen, who shared that special circumstance of the proximity of their births. And it was also super unfair to Aurora, who didn't need to be forced upon Gabe and Gwen only to feel a twinge of rejection when Gabe and Gwen were understandably confused as to why Robin was trying to make that a thing. In real life, Ace and Archer are weeks away from their first birthday, just to give an idea of where we are at on the show and where the Brown family is at in real life. I'm really looking forward to Mykelti and Tony's reaction to this episode. It'll be a little meta as they are so prominently featured. Dirty laundry bombshell number 4 is that Gwen doesn't move into Garrison's house.
And because Gwen told me she's not coming, right?
Yeah, Gwen's not moving in.
I get it. It might have been like a lot for her to live with her brothers.
Yeah, plus she never had to live with me and Garrison either. She always only had to deal with Peyton.
So Gabe reveals that Gwen doesn't move into Garrison's, and they surmise it's probably for the best. Gabe also reveals that the only guy Gwen has ever had to live with is Peyton. She's never had to live with Janelle's boys. And that got me thinking, she also really hasn't lived with Cody. I wonder if that has anything to do with Gwen's ability to see nuance with her father's behavior. She just wasn't around him as much. Dirty laundry bombshell number 5. Cody has no relationship with Madison.
Have you heard from Maddie at all?
No, I do not know what happened. But during the breakup with Christine, Maddie stopped reaching out to me. Might have been COVID or I have no idea what was going on, but she quit reaching out to me.
Maddie doesn't call him because of his behavior. She has to consider her children. She has to consider the stability of what they see or perceive as a grandfather. There's a lot of things at play here. It's not just Maddie not calling him.
We all suspected this, but Cody confirms that Madison has also cut Cody out of her life. And the last dirty laundry bombshell I want to discuss is this hybrid of what Cody had to say on the show and something he had to say in a cameo regarding parenting.
He only cares about his minor children or something like that.
What I said to Gabriel, once you're out of graduated from high school, my obligation to you shifts. If the relationship goes bad, then it's like, go get your own place. You don't belong in my home if you can't respect me. Remember, it's my home, it's not yours.
Ben wanted me to congratulate you guys on your new baby. Boy, congratulations, that's wonderful. He's very excited. I hope you're very excited. I gotta tell you, when it comes to babies, they're usually just so easy to love. They're sweet, they're vulnerable, they need you. It's a sweet experience. The real key to parenting, I think, is to love your children when they get older, when they get mouthy. But in order to love them, you must never allow them to do anything to you that would make you resent them. So that's the trick.
I think Cody is getting exactly what he puts into the relationship.
In order to love them, never allow them to do anything to you that would make you resent them. What? Cody needs to hear a word from Mel Horowitz.
You divorce wives, not children.
Cody, you can divorce your wives. You can end relationships with your wives. Your kids, that's an entirely different kind of bond. It is astonishing and horrifying to me to witness Cody write his children off as if they were bad debt. You can see how heartbroken Gabriel is that this is what the relationship with his dad has deteriorated into. And Cody isn't mourning the loss of any kind of relationship with his kids. He's pissed that his kids aren't mindless zombies. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments and join me tonight live here on YouTube to discuss episode 11 in more detail. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to check out my second channel, Sarah Spills. A link for that will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.